Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video showing 3 guard retention tricks that I think a lot of people are missing that'll make a big difference in your game. So go ahead and go up. So the first one, a lot of people when they're playing their open guard, they're dead center. So they're in this like center position. And if my opponent throws my legs, I can get kind of out of angle and it's very hard to recover my legs. So this small change of shifting my hip angle into the direction that he's passing makes it much easier to retain my guard. So if I'm dead center, the line of my feet is straight up. So if he's standing here, for example, my feet are like this. So it's very hard. I have to use a lot of mobility to track where he's going. When I just make this small change onto the side of my hip, it makes my feet track in the direction that my opponent's going. So whether he goes this way, so start walking back that way, I can use my foot down here, the foot in the bicep. If he goes that way, I could use this foot. Keep going that way. It's much easier to track and follow. So a cool way to practice that is working this hip jump movement. A lot of people, when they get turned into the wrong angle and they want to get their angle back, they just try to turn with their body. But if there's any amount of pressure here, I cannot just turn. So this small little hip jump movement, while it's very small, makes a tremendous difference in your ability to get aligned, and it stops you from getting out of position like this. So what I want to do is I'm just going to I'll get a little closer to the camera. What I'm going to do is if I'm on this hip, actually you can just back up, right? If I'm on my hip, I'm going to kind of hop my feet in the air and I jump onto the other side hip. If I'm dead center, he starts going this way, I turn there. If he starts going that way, I turn there. And my elbow is on the floor, helps support in that turn. So the second big tip is focusing on never having 2 shoulder blades on the mat at the same time. If you think about a top, it spins really well because there's one point of contact on the floor. If you try to spin a book, it's not going to spin as easily, right? So when you have 2 shoulder blades down, you get really stuck on the mat and it's hard to move. So sometimes I'll be centered, sometimes I'll be in the side tilt like I showed before, but make sure you never have both shoulder blades on the mat. If you look at a lot of people, they'll be playing their guard looking like this and it becomes very restrictive. So if you're side tilt, keep at least one shoulder or keep one shoulder blade up. I'm usually on my shoulder and neither shoulder blade is down, but at least one up. If you're centered like this, it's a little harder, so I tend to crunch more. So I'm here like this, or I'm side tilted, but never allow both shoulder blades to stay stuck on the mat, and you're gonna find your mobility goes up a lot. So the third one is making sure you use your feet to track your opponent correctly. If my opponent is standing really tall in this case, then it's very easy to move and control how far I am and how aligned I am off of his legs or his hips, like so, right? And he can't really push my legs down because he's up so high. And that's normal to do to try to move. So if he walks this way, I can push off this, I can use this, that's fine. But when someone starts coming down to grab your legs, a lot of people still try to push off the hip. And the problem with this is I don't have a control. So now he's going to push my legs down and I'm going to start getting out of position. So what we want to do is whenever he starts grabbing my pants, I want to put my feet in the biceps. When I use my feet in the biceps, and this is not a gi, no gi, or spider guard thing, it's just basic principles of moving. Even if I was doing no gi and he grabbed my ankles, and even in the gi, sometimes people will grab your ankles. If they grab my ankles, I can't go to the bicep, but I go to the wrist instead. As long as he maintains this grip, hold it really tight, I can move and navigate to control my distance and the angling of my hip to fight him, right? If he grabs my pants, I can go like this and move. If he lets go, then he loses that control. I can move on. If he lets go of both, now he has nothing. I can push off the legs, he starts messing with this, and I do this. So I'm always using my feet in the proper positioning. So if he's trying to control my legs, you need to be using your feet in the biceps or the wrist to control. If he's standing up taller, I can use his legs or his hips and go back up. The last situation would be if he backs up so much that I can't use either one, I always prefer to sit up if I can, because now I can properly grip fight sitting up and I can control the distance better and set up what I want. You guys may have noticed I haven't posted as much recently. I've been in the US visiting friends and family, so I'll be back on my normal posting schedule soon. For the meantime, I'll try to do more short videos like this, and please comment and let me know what you would like to see in future videos. As always, if you guys like the content, like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot.